Welcome to the Home Inspector Marketing Podcast. Because you're a home inspector looking to increase your sales, improve your cash flow, and boost your bottom line, you are in the right place. For additional training resources on how you can grow your home inspection business, go to microreturns.com right now. And now, here's the podcast.
Hi, this is Mike Crow, and I run a home inspection business. In fact, I've run a couple of home inspection businesses. The true joy for me, though, has been helping literally thousands of home inspectors build really solid home inspection businesses as well. We can help a single-man operation be able to do over $300,000 a year, maybe all the way up to $400,000 a year as a single inspector operation. Even better for me is the 80-plus companies that we have helped be able to build million-dollar home inspection businesses. I would like to help you be able to do the same thing.
In this special Father's Day episode, we have something a little different in store for you. We've talked about building your business, but what about raising a family? In this interview, Mike shares some of the secrets he has learned along the way. Enjoy.
But I have a very important, very special mentor here with me tonight, guest coach, author, speaker, Mike Crow. And I brought him on tonight because not only is he a parent himself of 4 amazing grown children, a grandparent, he's also been a coach to thousands of people and really helped them get the tools to get past their road bumps, their speed bumps, and be able to take their life to the next level. And I actually listened to a podcast from you recently.
How old was it?
It was recent.
Oh, okay.
It was for parents.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was one that I just heard it come out for parents.
Okay.
And you were giving advice to parents about how they can build more resilient children. I thought it was awesome. You might not even remember you did it. You do so many podcasts.
Well, when you've been speaking for 20 years, okay, you wonder sometimes, what was it I said then that really, kind of hit home for you?
The biggest thing that I heard that really hit home for me during that interview was that so many parents, and I see this a lot, they ask their kids, what do they want?
Oh, pet peeve.
Yeah.
Pet peeve.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh, my gosh. Mm-hmm. So I get up and I tell one of my 4 children, I say, hey, we're going to the store. Let's go. And they go, where are we going? That's a great question. I'll tell you on the way. I might not want to go. I don't remember asking if you wanted to go. So here, as a parent, we get these snippets. We get this snippets of time where we get to share with them small pieces of information that will change their life forever, okay? And with 4 kids, and I was working a lot and trying to build a business at one point, and I only had small pieces. And you have to schedule time with your kids, but you also have to take advantage of that chance when you can say, hey, let's go do something. And I think the thing that hurts me nowadays more than anything is when I hear somebody say to a child, hey, would you like to go to the store with me? What? No. You just lost your authority as a parent. And and here's the problem is the world is making people soft. Oh, let's not offend anybody, especially our child, Oh, I want to be my child's best friend. Yes, I want to be my child's best friend too, now that they're 25, 30, 35, and 40, okay? And even then, I still tell them things that sometimes they don't want to hear.
Sometimes you tell me things I don't want to hear too.
Yeah.
But I'm always grateful.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I think there's I go into the Facebook groups and I listen to parents. I go speak to them all across the country, and there's this sense of, well, we don't want to push our kids too hard.
Oh, no.
Right?
Let's not push our kids to be great or successful or, debt-free or... I don't get it. I really don't.
There's a balance, though, right?
There's a balance.
There's a balance because there is, and I do sometimes see that parents they're living through their kids and they're wanting the kid to be successful in this thing, and maybe that's not the right path for their kid. So how do you know how hard to put? How do you know how hard to push?
I was just thinking of that. I was thinking, do I tell this? I mean, this is really challenging. If your child has not told you, "I hate you," at some point, you're probably not being a parent strong enough, okay? Because, I mean, I don't want to have to go mow the yard. I don't want to have to take out the trash. I don't care what you want. I care about the fact that you will grow up to be successful and independent and, responsible. And you know what? Every one of my kids at some point, and by the way, I'm not quite as mean as it sounds.
No, you're very kind. But you're tough.
But I am tough. But every one of my kids has come back to me at this point in time and gone, thank you. Thank you. So my youngest, she is now an honors teacher at a high school. It's her dream job. She's always wanted to be a teacher, and she teaches math, so she teaches honors calculus and everything else. And as we were going through, she got a scholarship, okay? By the way, all of my kids, when they finished college, were debt-free, all of them, okay? That's part of the process. My youngest, who is now a high school teacher, kids come to her and go, how did you do that? She goes, look, there are all these scholarships out there. And it's one of the reasons I love Gabby so much, because there's no reason your children should have $20, $30, $40, $100,000 worth of debt because they wanted to have a college education. And I know there's a lot of people out there right now going, oh, college educations, you don't need those. They're absolutely correct. You don't need those. However, having it differentiates them from the people that were willing to finish what they started to the ones that didn't, okay? We hire people all the time. We've hired people that are 60 plus years old and didn't even finish high school, okay? But in today's marketplace, that's a huge thing.
I think the big thing on that too is if you are going to go the path of school,
right,
which is the right path for a lot of people. Some people it's not the right path. They need to go into trades or they need to go something else, and they need to learn how to build the relationships and generate the income another way. And if they're going the college path, which is what most athletes want, because most athletes want to be able to play ball in college, they want to be able to perform at that level, there is no reason for them to graduate in a huge amount of debt.
I don't know if you know this, but I got a scholarship.
I did not know that.
My 4 years of college was paid for.
All four?
All
Wow.
4 years.
That's
and
awesome.
it was actually such a good scholarship that I went to the store, the college store, and bought myself a jacket one year because it was cold and I couldn't afford a jacket, And I went and bought myself a jacket, but I got to use that scholarship money. It was a set amount, and I got to use it any way I wanted.
Interesting. That's very cool.
And I could use it at the college bookstore, which has more than books.
Turns out.
Turns out, yeah, So it was great. And one of the things that what I was really saying earlier was every single one of my children had come back at some point and went, thank you. My youngest, when she was in college, she came back, she said, thank you for helping me understand why it's important for me to earn my way in college. Because she said, I'm sitting next to kids and they're like sleeping. And she's going like, what? And they're going, if I don't pass this semester, I'll do it again next semester. And well, that costs money. Yeah, my parents are paying for it. And she just went, oh my gosh, and my youngest son, he came back to me and said, Dad, he said, I was looking for a new job and I went on this interview, and he called me afterwards and he said, I crushed it. And he said, it's because of the things that you've taught me and all those little snippets of time that we had together,
And now we get to take those things that I've learned from you and make sure that for your athlete, obviously you want to get them off the screens. You want them not just consuming information on Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. You want to get them focused on a bigger goal, a bigger dream. You want to help them be able to get that money for college, and also making sure that they're learning those important lessons by spending time with you and spending time with people who speak life into them and give them real life
That's
helpful
why I was
tips.
so excited to see Alex on this, because, look, I'm going to be honest. I love American Ninja Warrior.
Oh, so just so you guys know, if you haven't watched the Toughest Team Challenge, if you're not in it, because I know some parents who are watching this like, I don't even know what the Toughest Team Challenge really is yet. It's okay. So we have several guest coaches who come through this process with us. One of them's name is Alex. He's an American Ninja Warrior. He came on.
Yes.
What did you love about Alex?
Well, one of the things that Alex said, and so many times parents try to save their children from failing, okay? And there is no better life lesson for a child to fail at something. And then our job as parents is to encourage them to do it again. And so Alex was going, man, I failed and failed and failed and failed. And by the way, so have I, okay? I mean, I failed at so many things, as I was working, I had this full scholarship, right? My first semester, I got 3 C's and a D and almost lost my scholarship. Oh my gosh, that was a wake-up call, but we've got to help our children to become comfortable with being willing to fail so that they'll truly appreciate success. And yet we want to buffer our children so that they never fail.
Only be on the winning team, only be in the starting lineup, only get straight A's all the time.
And it's why I like Alex so much. Here's one of the number one secrets of raising children is making sure that they're around other successful people. And I have this swimming pool theory. You've heard it, right?
I would love for you to share it.
I have the swimming pool theory. So we did not have a lot of money. We had 4 kids, okay? We did not have a lot of money. But I put in this above ground, because I couldn't afford an in-ground pool back then. I put in this very nice above ground pool because I knew that if I had a swimming pool in my backyard, the other kids, my children's friends, would want to come over to my house. And I get to see who they're hanging out with. And I get to influence which ones maybe we hang out more with. Hey, you know what? I like Jack. Jack seems like a pretty up guy, and I love what he did the other day. How about he go to Six Flags with us? How about he go to putt-putt with us? But I try to make sure they're hanging around because I can see which one of those children are headed for willing to try and maybe understand that they failed, but willing to try and grow, and the ones that are willing to sit on the coastline, and then they blame the world for every bad thing that's ever happened. They blame their parents, they blame the school, they blame the government.
They blame their coaches.
They blame, church, they blame God. Boy, that one really ticks me off. But I love those people that have those positive attitudes, and those are the ones I wanted my kids to hang around.
Mike, thank you so much for sharing this. I know you could literally sit here and talk
we could sit here for 8 hours.
For 3 weeks, for 3 days.
Yep.
But the biggest thing, the reason why I wanted you to be able to come and talk to the parents is because I know you've gone through it. I know you have great perspective working with so many parents across the country as well. And just know that the pieces that we're putting in place that you're going to be able to get over the next several weeks are going to help you as a parent be able to see how you can really show up for your kid to help them become successful.
Can I share one last little thing here real
Please
quick?
do, yes.
There's a couple of things. I've been very blessed to be married 43 plus years, okay? When my wife, and when I first started this whole coaching business and we had our big shows and stuff like that, the last couple of years that I did that show, my wife was willing to go on stage because she understood how important certain things were. And someone stopped her recently as we were walking through a hotel and said, I just want to tell you thank you. You saved my marriage. And one of the things that's so important in helping teach your kids things is how you treat your husband or how you treat your wife. We have this game, me and Susan. I said, when we're at her parents' house, my job is to make her look good. When we're at my parents' house, her job is to make me look good. Okay? When we're in front of the kids, our job is to try to be on the same page as much as possible. Mm-hmm. I wish it were possible all the time. And to make each other look good. Men, your biggest job is to set a level that young ladies and people can understand, and how you treat your wife. Make sure that you treat your wife in such a way that your daughter will learn how she's supposed to be treated. Mm-hmm. And one of the biggest parts of that, one of the biggest things you can ever do for your kids is to love your wife. And ladies, men are not perfect. Far from it. But you know what? One of the biggest things most men need is respect and admiration, and not to be pointed out every time they make a mistake or a failure. It's so critical, and you're teaching them. Don't ever forget, you're teaching them. If you have a daughter, you don't want her to be divorced. You're teaching them how to respect their husband so that their marriage will be strong as well. I hope that, it's just, being a parent is such a big responsibility.
We hope you enjoyed the podcast, and as a friendly reminder, if you're looking to increase your sales, improve your cash flow, and boost your bottom line as a home inspector, go to microreturns.com right now.